So after reviewing Heiser's video that answered my question, Heiser agrees with you that baptism is not for the purpose of remission of sins, but he doesn't use the same argument that seems to be your main argument, that both repentance and baptism can modify remission of sins. And the thing I appreciate about Heiser is he's honest, that there are scholars who do argue that ACE does mean for the purpose of remission of sins. When you only cite scholars that agree with you and you're not really clear and you're very vague about why they agree with you or what arguments they use, Heiser's being a bit more honest in that regard. Heiser actually argues for a causal ACE, which is another controversial idea. I didn't remember you arguing for a causal ACE. So do you agree with Heiser that the ACE is causal, or are you saying that the remission of sins is only linked to repentance, which seems to be your argument so far? But you can't have it both ways. You can't have repentance be for the purpose of remission of sins and baptism not be for the purpose of remission of sins, given the one phrase in this text. And both of you seem to be conflating circumcision and baptism, the old covenant with the new covenant. Yes, you could be saved during the time of the old covenant. He even brings up a Gentile as an example, like Naaman. Like Naaman was a Gentile. He was never had to be circumcised to be pleasing to God. The law was never given to him. But just because people could be saved without circumcision in the past doesn't mean that people can be saved without baptism in the new covenant. Which is why you keep having to appeal to non-Christian Jewish sources, Hebrew translations, which may or may not be accurate, and even Messianic Jewish theology. But the issue at the heart is conflating circumcision and baptism, conflating the ritual washings of the Old Covenant with the baptism of John for the remission of sins, Mark 1:4, and the baptism of the Great Commission, Acts 2:38. My primary point was the scholars you cite, other than Wallace, don't agree with you on the reason you give to reject what I understand Acts 2:38 to mean. And you seem to be ignoring and not being completely transparent about that. I'm not invalidating your credentials. It's just that your credentials don't make you honest or transparent. And that's clearly the case.